Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your host and welcome back to Cardano Future, where I discuss all the minute details regarding Cardano ADA as well as the crypto industry. Also reminding you again that don't forget to hit the bell icon to join our monthly cash giveaway that's pinned in the comments. Today, I have brought you a topic that is important for you to know if you are up for investing in the market or if you have already made investments. The market is a little down. Do you feel panicked? I bet some of you might be, but hang tight till the end of this video. I'm assuring you that it will change your perspective about the future of the market. So without wasting any more time, let's begin. I guess you all know on December 8th, Wednesday, all the CEOs from 6 firms of crypto coins, including Circle, Coinbase, Paxos, FTX, Stellar, and Bitfury, testified in front of the congressmen of the House of Representatives concerning the financial services. The event mainly dictates the significant growth of the crypto market and what is going to happen to this industry. The primary goal behind this hearing was mainly to talk about stablecoins, but also the discussion covered a much broader topic regarding crypto and its aftermath in the economy and society. So this video is indeed going to hold great significance if you are up for investing in the crypto industry. I know the current market is pursuing a bearish trend since the end of the last month and is still not up yet. Many of you guys are already in panic with losses in your portfolios, although I have to admit that despite the current downtrend, I have exceptionally high hopes that Cardano ADA would revive itself and rise soon. Anyway, let's get back to our topic. It is an indomitable fact that the cryptocurrency industry is gradually getting the grip of the global economy. Cryptocurrency or Bitcoin is not approved by any government so far, because it is a highly volatile market with significant risk factors associated. But there is no governing body that is allowed to supervise this market or control it. It just runs out on public sentiment. But still, it is slowly taking over the traditional money. Moreover, as the governments are approaching some inflation, they are thoroughly losing reliability. That is why the companies, to save themselves, are now putting the money in the Bitcoin market. Apart from that, every time the US government goes for printing money, you are getting robbed of your assets a little bit without you knowing. But the cryptocurrency was introduced in the market to equalize the economy of the whole world, irrespective of any Federal Reserve. Also, governments are making questionable moves due to which they are pushing the nation towards inflation. The hearing that took place on December 8th was all about this simple thing. I am going to share with you the very opening statement made by Patrick McHenry, U.S. Congressman and a Republican leader. The fear of the unknown in the move to regulate before understanding will only stifle American ingenuity and put us at a competitive disadvantage. Throughout history, we've seen countless harmful examples of overregulation around the world by governments in the late 1800s. England reacted to the rise of cars with laws that required 3 people to operate vehicles at all times: 1 to drive, a second to fuel up the vehicle, and a third to stay in front of the car and wave a red flag. Now, Congress should not be dumb enough to raise a red flag around this technological revolution. We should embrace it, we should understand it, and we should be the international leaders in this space. For example, I will tell you that Skype, or the video conferencing platform that you know, may still be a little clunky, but was vital during the COVID shutdown. So, we just experienced, and it was vital for some of our kids to even go to school or even have hearings on this massive screen here. You know, Skype was illegal in most of the world when it was launched. There was no regulatory infrastructure to allow technology. And finally, when an invention called the Internet began to boom, U.S. lawmakers and regulators again struggled to grasp the immense possibilities of this innovation. Now, that was the early 90s, and I think we're in a similar state with Web 330 years later for Congress first to understand before we would see to legislate now. It will be nearly impossible to go a day without using the Internet to communicate. We know that or move from point A to point B, we know that or purchase necessities for our families. We know that I would argue that the nascent technology we're discussing today will just have much impact on our daily lives, perhaps more. And that's why we must get this right. My fear, however, is that we'll have a partisan divide here. Well, my fear is some of my Democrat colleagues have made up their minds, and they have regulatory bills that they're going to file to stifle this innovation or to kill it before it fully grows and blossoms. And I hope this hearing is the first of many for us to understand and get clarity from innovators and entrepreneurs about what is needed. This will allow us, which I think should allow us, to have these markets thrive and grow while protecting our consumers and giving clear rules of the road to prevent fraud, manipulation, forcing the private sector to navigate unclear public statements and regulation by enforcement is the wrong approach. You see, it was a remarkable opening statement that poignantly delivers the theme and the mood of the hearing. The whole hearing continued for nearly 5 hours, but we need to leave it here. The actual message I am trying to convey is even wristwatches or clocks were a brand new technology when it first appeared in the world. If you get any of the archived newspapers back then and read the headlines, you would probably notice almost the same thing, that the people are either overwhelmed or shocked by the new tech. You know what? You can also find out several similarities between the then technological development and modern high-tech scenario in the internet and digital world. Both the previous one and the modern one played a significant role in our daily life these days. Cryptocurrency is a colossal step in modern technology, and people need some time to absorb the jump. So putting aside all the negativity and pessimism, I guess the crypto industry is currently under the consideration of the congressman and just a couple of steps away from getting adopted. You might think whether Congress took the potential of crypto seriously, but the potential is not a myth, it's a fact. Cryptocurrency combined with the blockchain protocol is arguably the most unputdownable invention of the past decade. They just cannot overlook it. Theoretically, the 8th December hearing allowed the US lawmakers to argue over the fact that how the blockchain system and crypto would be able to enhance the innovations and financial inclusions in the United States. But the truth is, this kind of public listening can serve as a platform for lawmakers to spread the viral media clips for their political base, leading them to grandstand rather than treat the difficulties significantly. If it's the case, the hearing could devolve into ignorant crypto bashing in preference to an extreme exploration of its capability. The executives in the hearing had a debate that the crypto industry is quite unfit within the current economic infrastructure of the US. They also stated that lawmakers need to set thorough legislation to adopt this industry. Though, as per the critics, the crypto market has its own rules, and that's where it stands out from banks or stock exchanges. The congressman speculated that the crypto market is a threat to financial stability. They fear extreme volatility and overwhelming growth in a short time. They stated that the market might be brimming with. Criminals also use crypto transactions so that they can evade taxes, abusing the feature of untraceable payment mode. There were mostly less formed opinions, but several of the CEOs of crypto coins seem pretty much optimistic about the scenario after the hearing. So it also gives us enough reason to relax a little and not to get panicked about our investment. One thing I will remind you, no matter government takes the industry in or not, cryptocurrency is unstoppable. It is indeed the future. Hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful enough. Give us a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel. I will be back soon with some new topics in another video. Till then, enjoy!